Good morning. Today I'm going to present the first part of the tutorial titled Internet of Things Basic Methods and Architecture for Demand Response in Smart Grids. My name is Pierluigi Siano and I am a professor and scientific director of the Smart Grids and Smart Cities Laboratory with the Department of Management and Innovation Systems of the University of Salerno in Italy. My research activities are mainly centered on demand response, on the integration of distributed energy resources in smart grids, and on planning and management of power systems. In this tutorial, after briefly introducing demand response, I will talk about the motivation behind the use of Internet of Things-based decentralized architecture that are mainly related to the distribution systems evolution, local energy markets, and the advent of aggregators. Then I will present a transactive management infrastructure for a virtual power plant aggregator that we have designed and developed at the University of Salerno. Finally, I will present some findings and conclusion. As known, the aim of demand response is to make the load an active participant in balancing electricity supply and demand around the clock via side-by-side competition with supply-side resources. Demand response is based on changes in electric usage by end-use customers from their normal consumption patterns in response to changes in the price of electricity over time, or to incentive payments designed to induce lower electricity use at times of high wholesale market prices or when system reliability is at risk. This can be carried out by using direct control by the utility or by participating in ancillary services markets. Demand response by promoting the interaction and the responsiveness of the customers determines short-term impacts on the electricity markets, leading to economic benefits for both the customers and the utility. Moreover, by improving the reliability of the power system and, in the long term, lowering peak demand, it reduces overall plant and capital cost investment and postpones the need for network upgrades. The smart grid is conceived as an electric grid able to deliver electricity in a controlled smart way from points of generation to consumers that are considering as an integral part of the smart grid, since they are able to modify their purchasing patterns and behavior according to the received information, incentives and disincentives. As confirmed by some recent research, some advantages deriving from the smart grid are in fact due to its capability of improving reliability, performance, and customers' responsiveness, and encouraging greater efficiency decisions by the customers and the utility provider. Accordingly, demand side management, including everything that is done at the demand side, represents an integral part of the smart grid. The National Institute of Standards and Technology, in particular, proposes a conceptual model for the smart grid. In this model, the utility meters, along with further communication gateways, such as a facility energy management system, are usually considered to be the boundaries of the customer domain. The customer domain is usually separated into subdomains for home, commercial building, and industrial users. Various actors and applications exist in each subdomain. A meter actor and an energy management system are always included in each subdomain. The energy management system represents the primary service interface to the customer domains and may be located either in the meter or in an independent gateway. The customer domain is electrically connected to the distribution domain and communicates with the distribution, operations, market, and service provider domains. Advanced metering infrastructures or other communication means, such as the internet, allow the energy management system communicating with other domains. On-mile network or other local area network can be used by the energy management system to communicate to devices within the customer premises. More than one energy management system and consequently more than one communication path per customer may exist. The energy management system represents the entry point for applications such as remote load control, in-home display of customer usage, reading of non-energy meters, monitoring and control of distributed generation, and integration with billing management systems and the enterprise. The energy management system may provide auditing, logging for cybersecurity purposes. Some actors also provide control and information flow between the customer and other domains. Customers can participate to demand response programs directly with the utility or through an intermediary. In the organized markets, such as the wholesale electricity markets, the end-use customers are generally aggregated by intermediaries, known as curtailment service providers, aggregators of retail customers, or demand response providers that present to the organized market the end-use customers' aggregated capability. Aggregators possess the technology to perform demand response and are responsible for the installation of the communication and control devices. They write contracts with users who are offered lower energy costs or incentives in exchange for occasional load shedding or control over their storage systems. Retail customers may also be aggregated by the local distribution company that may present the related curtailments to the wholesale market. The aggregator in general can send price oriented messages to all houses over a home area network such as the internet. These signals enter the house through a home gateway. Now we will discuss the motivation of the new Internet of Things-based decentralized architectures that are mainly due to the evolution of distribution systems, to the advent of local energy markets, aggregators, and demand response. Future electricity distribution grids will host, in fact, a considerable share of distributed renewable energy sources. And the electric power system is undergoing a rapid transition toward decarbonization and decentralization. Residential and commercial utility customers, once simply customers of electricity, are deploying distributed energy resources, becoming producers themselves in a new, increasingly decentralized power system. We talk about prosumers in this case. Driven by the spreading of distributed renewables, battery storage, and smart energy technologies, the legacy model of one-way power flow from large fossil-based generators to consumers on the distribution grid is being appended. The flexibility offered by new resources and technologies can reduce the electricity and infrastructure costs while enabling the power sector to meet ambitious decarbonization targets. In general, two distinct visions exist to operate this system with the high penetration of renewable energy sources. One vision is based on a centralized whole system optimization performed by the transmission system operator. The other vision involves a decentralized layered decomposition optimization structure for which optimization at any given layer of the system only requires visibility to the interface point with the next layers above and below as shown in this figure. Some issues related to the centralized paradigm are technical complexity, scalability, and tire bypassing, which occurs when two or more system components have multiple structural relationships with conflicting control objectives. Traditional markets lack the ability to respond in real time to high variation of volatile renewable energy sources. The layered paradigm is instead preferable and can facilitate the successful evolution of the electric system with high penetration of renewable energy sources. In a layered paradigm, in particular, the distribution system operator or an aggregator would aggregate all renewable energy sources or distributed energy sources within each local energy market. Local energy markets represent a solution to enable the real-time management of the uncertainties introduced by renewable energy sources by exploiting the flexibility of elastic load generation of electricity storage technologies. These new markets must achieve for distribution systems what wholesale markets have for transmission systems, which is to align energy prices with real-time grid conditions, such that efficient grid balancing occurs as a byproduct of market transactions. The optimization paradigm represents a substantial break from today's models of distributed energy resources participation in the future grid and the wholesale market. Instead of numerous distributed energy resources and aggregations bidding directly into the wholesale market and scheduled and dispatched by the independent system operator, the distribution system operator in this case aggregates all distributed energy resources within each local distribution area, including those that are aggregated into virtual resources by third-party aggregators. In particular, a local distribution area is defined as the distribution infrastructure and connected distributed energy resources and end-use customers below a single transmission distribution interface substation. In this paradigm, the distribution system operator provides a single bid to the wholesale market at the transmission distribution interface, reflecting the net aggregated needs and capabilities of all resources within the local distribution area to buy or sell energy and to offer capacity and ancillary services to the transmission grid. When the independent system operator clears the market bid of the distribution system operator and sends a dispatch or control signal based on that bid, the distribution system operator determines how to utilize in best way the distributed energy resources within the local distribution area to respond to the dispatch while coordinating other distributed energy resource operations and grid requirements to meet customer demands and maintain reliability. Then, the distribution system operator takes on the responsibility to preserve real-time supply-demand balance within each local energy market, relying on internal distributed energy resources as well as interchange with the transmission system or wholesale market. For a successful implementation of the layered paradigm, sufficient liquidity and distributed resource diversity is required for the distribution system operator to optimize the local supply-demand balance. Moreover, the distribution system operator should be able to provide an open access distribution level market that can aggregate distributed energy resources offers to the wholesale market, obtain services from qualified distributed energy resources to support the distribution system operations and enable peer-to-peer transactions. The layered paradigm thus requires a regulatory framework that will ensure transparency and non-discrimination in the distribution system operators' planning, non-biased alternative sourcing, and operating decisions. The most common approach used to implement a local energy market in medium and low voltage distribution network managed by virtual power plant aggregator is that of using methods such as optimal power flow, usually applied to determine the dispatch schedules for each of the trading periods in wholesale market and to calculate the distribution locational marginal prices. Since these prices take into account the physical limitation of the network, are based on logical grid needs as well as participant supply and demand, able to evaluate possible distribution network congestions and power losses, being time and location specific, offers potential real-time prices to expose to participants. So the question is how we can design real-time pricing based on distribution, location, and marginal prices. A control theory for large complex systems tells us that there are certain situations where markets which rely on economic signals to entities that may voluntarily respond are not sufficiently effective to maintain reliability system operation. This is mainly due to the speed of the required response or to the signal refresh cycle and to the number of entities that receive and must react to the signal. Such situations are better managed via controls. Market should be therefore based on predictable and consistent control signals mainly based on a safe response. Thus we arrive at the transactive energy concept and two transactive controllers that can react in real time and autonomously to economic signals. In this context, the Gridwise Architecture Council has proposed the following definition for transactive energy: a system of economic and control mechanism that allows the dynamic balance of supply and demand across the entire electrical infrastructure using value as key operational parameter. The concept of value is related to the definition of price and incentives in order to guarantee that all distributed energy resources owned by prosumers generate and consume electricity in a win-win approach. That means by looking for the benefits of all the users and not for the benefit of one or a few ones. A classification of control strategies in smart grids identifies passive, active, interactive, and transactive controllers. While passive controllers operate without exchanging information with the utility, active controllers enable customers to adjust their energy consumption depending on the price changes. Transactive controllers represent the most promising evolution for energy users aiming at participating in local energy markets, since they allow both prosumers and active users to make bids considering the real-time price of electrical energy and their energy requirements. Transactive energy allows users to become prosumers because they are producers and consumers of energy, empowering them to transact by making bids based on real-time local prices with each other as well as with the utility to maximize profit while helping to balance the grid. In this model, customers and their energy assets are empowered to transact with each other and the distribution utility according to real-time local prices for energy products such as real power, reactive power, and grid support services. Importantly, these prices are based on local grid needs as well as participant supply and demand, acknowledging the physical limitation of the network. Moreover, the physical characteristics of medium and low voltage distribution networks upon which a transacting market would be built necessitate a full optimal power flow calculation in order to produce distribution location and marginal prices that are the most economical and efficient for electricity market. In previous research, we proposed an approach introducing nodal prices at the distribution network in distribution energy market, such as microgrids. In particular, distribution location and marginal prices are based on three cost components related to energy costs, congestions, and power losses. Now, we will discuss about the developed Internet of Things based architecture for demand response. Transactive markets can be administered by a distribution system operator and will require vastly more data than those involved in distribution operations management today. This includes utility equipment and sensor data throughout the grid, as well as customer financial and electrical data, likely gathered at 15 minutes or 5-minute time resolution. That is consistent with the granularity of the wholesale prices today. Capturing this data reliability, efficiently, privately, and securely, while making it available to public markets and the distribution utility in real time, will be an enormous challenge for the hosting platform. The hosting platform will be responsible for data management, for supporting a variety of transactions, including bids and offers for market products, to market clearing and settlement activity, including utility data. These transactions must be processed at scale with strict latency, finality, and privacy requirements. For this, on the basis of these researches and considering the previously discussed concept related to the layered distributed paradigm, local energy markets, distribution, location, and marginal prices, and aggregators. In the last year, we have developed in collaboration with an Italian company, Evolvere, an Internet of Things based architecture for demand response, in which each residential unit is connected to a gateway and controlled to an energy management system that has been implemented on a Raspberry Pi 3 microcontroller and is in communication with the aggregator by means of an internet connection layer consisting of a cloud-based server, a managed gateway, and a database. A centralized database registers the electrical energy consumption of all electrical loads and the generation of a photovoltaic system of the user. Optimization and management tools are employed to assist the aggregator in carrying out third-party services for energy saving and smart metering by using Blockly Visual Programming Editor. The aggregator arranges financial tariffs for its customers and determines the bids for electrical energy into the electricity market. Here, there are some of the smart devices that are connected by means of a wireless connection to the energy management systems. They are all commercial devices that have been included in the system. Also, other devices may be connected by developing the required interconnection software. Some rules for energy saving have been implemented by using Blockly Visual Programming Editor, are shown here, for example, for the control of the boiler by using a smart thermostat and a smart switch connected by means of Z-Wave communication to the energy management system. Another example for the control of a smart lamp in connection with a light sensor, both connected by means of Z-Wave communication to the energy management system, is presented in this slide. Also, we can see some here implemented rules for security system with sensor and with a sensor and a siren. And then here we can see in this slide a schema and rules with two smart meters that are connected by Z-Wave communication and a smart plug. These rules have been implemented for maximizing the renewable energy exploitation, in particular generated by photovoltaic system with a storage system. This Internet of Things architecture has been further developed to become a transactive management infrastructure for a virtual power plant aggregator. The motivation behind the developed infrastructure are that in a local energy market managed by a virtual power plant aggregator, prosumers and consumers can trade energy and flexibility within the energy community in a peer-to-peer way. Peer-to-peer may refer to both the way according to which energy transactions take place and to the information architecture supporting them. Blockchain enables peer-to-peer transaction in a decentralized way, perfectly fitting with the idea of making energy transactions without the need of a central authority. So, in light of previous mentioned requirements related to latency, finality, and privacy, some blockchain proponents consider blockchain to play a focused role, such as enabling energy asset registration and data access, working alongside the more real-time communication, control, and grid-aware technologies to meet the needs of transactive energy. We think that a blockchain can offer a platform to host transactive energy markets where prosumers can directly buy and sell energy with each other. The decentralized control essential for transactive energy is analogous to the decentralized consensus of blockchain, and both share the target of opening the democratizing markets. The main advantages of a decentralized architecture over a centralized one are in terms of scalability, resiliency, adaptability, fault tolerance, security, and trust. This slide, we can see the implemented transactive management infrastructure. A solution in this case is neither fully centralized or decentralized. It is organized into hierarchical layers that interact only with their neighboring layers above and below. In particular, the transactive management infrastructure enables peer-to-peer transactive energy exchanges and can be used for medium-sized aggregators to manage local energy markets. The adopted distributed ledger technology makes use of a proof-of-stake scheme in order to reduce the energy footprint in the Bitcoin-based proof-of-work protocol. The proof-of-stake protocol substitutes the mining process by the election of a node that acts as the evaluator within a permissioned system where participants are granted access to the transactive management infrastructure. This layered architecture consists of 3 layers. The data center owned by a central actor that can be an aggregator or a distribution system operator. It can be thought as a virtualized set of servers which are centrally managed by some central actor. The communication layer consisting of all the components needed to let the transactive controllers communicate to one another. This will contain also the internet cloud part, which rules the access of the transactive controllers to the demand response transactive energy program. The third layer is the user layer, where the transactive controllers execute the demand response algorithm and perform all the communication to the infrastructure. The role of a central actor in this case is only to manage the transactive management platform. The central actor provides participants of the local energy market with the basic software and the telecommunication networking components for the exchange of energy-related data, such as energy measurements, smart contract information, and/or market trading information. And in particular, this central actor does not implement any other function like energy transaction storage, validation of virtual coins, and so on, because all this information are exchanged by means of the distributed ledger technology by means of blockchain-based smart contracts. The core components of the transactive management platform are the pub/sub servers, the certified smart meters database, and analytics components. The pub/sub servers are needed for asynchronous and ubiquitous communication among parties. They use a well-known computer network design pattern based on the concept of publisher-subscriber. The network protocol used to handle the data publishing is a message queue telemetry transport, MQTT. The data format transported by the MQTT is the JavaScript object notation JSON. Without entering into the details, it can be explained by saying that participants subscribe to a virtual information channels, usually called rooms or topic rooms, and publish data on the subscribed channels. The role of the pub/sub servers or brokers is to receive the publisher's data and broadcast them to other participants on the same channel. In this context, the participants are the prosumers and active users that gain access to the platform through the home management manager in an ubiquitous fashion. That means without any sort of operation on the user appliances, routers. The energy data is exchanged through the brokers by using dedicated channels. The home energy managers are subscribed to. The certified smart meters database contains users' information about verified smart meters and other data necessary for the transactive operations. The analytics component is a component envisioned to store transacted energy-related data. It could be used by the central owner or other parties in order to make statistics or energy trends offline analysis. Every participant to the local energy market uses a home energy manager, which is a hardware component, a microcomputer such as a Raspberry platform, and is endowed with a smart meter installed inside the building or house. The purpose of the home energy manager is to let the user access the transactive management platform in order to act as a transactive agent within the local energy market. The home energy manager is composed of three main parts: a home device gateway, a transactive controller, and energy management system. The home device gateway is an interface for communication to smart devices deployed within the household building. For example, a set of smart switches and temperature sensor, which communicate by means of a wireless mesh networking protocol like Z-Wave or ZigBee, or a combination of other ad hoc sensor network protocols. The home device gateway provides the home energy manager with access to users' smart devices. After the access is granted, the sensor and actuators, switches, valves, dimmers, and so on, can transmit measurement and receive control commands from the energy management system. The home device gateway is responsible for the very important aspect related to information security and safety. The transactive controller is a software engine needed to make decisions about the energy trading operation. For instance, it makes energy bids and offers in order to buy or sell energy. The energy management system coordinates all the communication between transactive controller and the home device gateway towards the transactive management platform. The main function of the energy management system concerns the registration of the home energy manager to the transactive management platform and the communication of energy and trading data to the shared channels used by all participants. As an example of applying of application of a transactive management platform, we consider managing the interaction between a virtual power plant aggregator and its aggregator prosumers. In particular, we can consider we are considering the Italian regulatory authority. We have considered that the Italian regulatory authority for energy networks and environment implemented a new regulation that allowed aggregated distributed energy resources to participate in the market for ancillary services. This opportunity is given by the recent changes in the regulatory framework, and the aggregate can be composed of different types of resources such as generators, load, battery energy storage system, electric vehicles. There is not any limitation to the rated power of a single resource, but the aggregate must have an overall minimum regulating power of 1 megawatt. A schema, the considered schema is shown here, and in particular, we have considering that in this Italian regulation, we have considered the participation to the ancillary services market of an aggregator managing its aggregate of a virtual energy storage system consisting of distributed residential photovoltaic battery systems. And we assumed that the virtual energy storage system has a constraint in terms of commitment to offer, balancing offers to rise for at least 2 consecutive hours in the range between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. every day, and can receive two fees, a fixed one and a variable one. And in this slide, we can see the results by considering 2,000 residential users, all of them endowed with a controllable PV battery system. In this case, our system allows to assess the aggregation of the injected or absorbed active power of all prosumers, and to evaluate and communicate the data related to the baseline and to the energy flexibility offers for participation in the ancillary services market. The management system platform also receives and implements the dispatch orders sent from the transmission system operators, stores related information and offers monitoring and reporting services for performance validation. In these figures, we can observe the up-regulation provided by the virtual energy storage system during the period from 2 to 4 p.m. and the variation of the aggregate power if you compare it to the baseline one. The possibility of using photovoltaic battery system for the provision of up-down regulation has been verified by using both centralized and decentralized optimization methods. In a decentralized optimization, each prosumer performs a private optimization based on its personal objectives, and the results of the optimization are performed by its neighbors on the grid. In this way, a global solution can be found without any prosumer knowing the behavior or objectives of any other customer. So let's move on the final comments. To end, I'd like to highlight that peer-to-peer energy transactions based on distributed ledger technology and transactive controllers in local energy markets represents the most likely evolution for future smart grids, as confirmed by recent pilot projects. A new designed and implemented transactive management infrastructure is proposed and described that can represent a baseline for a reference framework for blockchain-based transactive management infrastructures based on smart contracts that can be used to manage local energy markets. Even if a peer-to-peer based solution can exhibit better scalability than centralized ones, studies and real tests should be carried out to evaluate the scalability of a blockchain-based architecture when the number of prosumers significantly increases, and the new methods for improving scalability should be identified. different options for managing the interaction and mutual effects between local energy markets and the wholesale market should be investigated, while new rules are necessary to regulate the interaction between the distribution system of operators and the transmission system operator. It has been also proved that in addition to mitigating the concerns due to non-programmability of renewable energy sources-based generation, storage systems can also be used to provide balancing resources and available energy reserve for the transmission system operator. Here is a list of further selected readings on this topic if you are interested. Thank you so much for your interest and attention. I sincerely appreciate that the conference organizers gave me this opportunity to present the first part of this tutorial to you. I would now be interested to hear from you with your thoughts or questions. If anyone would like more information or raise questions, please feel free to contact me by email.